Welcome to this week's MDM-TV.com Friday show. I am Drew Conley with World News. Fresh information regarding the murder of Jamal Khashoggi has surfaced earlier this week, to the disgust of many involved in the investigation. Turkish President Erdogan has revealed that the audio recording containing Mr. Khashoggi's final moments was shared with the United States, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom to gain support in Turkey's investigation. To those who have listened, claim to hear the instruction to, quote, tell your boss, leading U.S. intelligence officials to believe that the boss in question is Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Salman. A spokesperson for the royal family has reaffirmed that neither the prince nor his father, King Salman, had any knowledge of the operation. As always, we'll keep you updated as more information surfaces. Cultures across the globe were left mourning earlier this week as we've learned that Stan Lee, legendary comic writer and creator of numerous pop culture icons such as Spider-Man and Iron Man, has passed away at the age of 95. Lee's mark on both the comic industry and entertainment as a whole is one that's undeniable in its greatness, with his drive to express articulate and blunt depictions of social issues such as racial bigotry and drug addiction, resulting in the Comics Code Authority to permit adult themes in comic storylines and the support pushing his stories to the cinema, which has clearly worked out favorably. Our thoughts are with the family of Stan Lee, and we thank him for the legacy he has left with all of us.
A South Carolina man has recently been sentenced to life in prison for shooting and killing a man during a home invasion 2 years ago. Joseph Lamar Brown Jr. of Somerville was convicted last week for murder, among other charges, due to the 2016 death of 46-year-old John Pritchard. Prosecutors said Brown shot Pritchard in the neck after he tried to defend himself when Brown entered his house and demanded money. Brown was tried this summer, but a judge declared a mistrial after the jury was unable to reach a verdict. Wildfires in California have damaged tens of thousands of acres and more than 40 people have been killed. The fire began November 8th from an unknown cause. As of Wednesday, the Woolsey fire burning near Malibu and Thousands Oaks has burned over 97,000 acres and killed 2 people. The National Weather Service predicted that winds would lose strength soon, but low humidity could keep fire danger levels high. Google and many others have set up a donation service to help those affected by the fires.
Joe's Garage Sports Pub is a full-service source for great food, fun, and entertainment. From great lunches available any day of the week, Thursday 2 for the price of 1 pizzas, and a variety of entrees anytime your appetite demands, Joe's Garage Sports Pub is ready to serve your needs. With entertainment ranging from bike and car nights to local, state, national sports on TV, as well as live entertainment, come on in and have some fun at Joe's Garage. We service all makes and models.
I'm Chase Hobson. 2 teens suffered second and third degree burns from a fire in a treehouse. Authorities say 5 teams built a fire pit in the tree with cinder blocks. 3 of the teens left early, but Sergeant Will Fong of Ottawa's Sheriff Department said the 2 boys that stayed fell asleep on a mattress that soon caught on fire. The teens escaped the fire and told the officers that they fell asleep while drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana. The teens were later safely escorted to the hospital. 3 men could be facing charges for poaching deer in Van Buren County. The Van Buren County Sheriff's Department received a call reporting gunshots and a truck shining a light in a field. Deputies arrived at the scene and found 3 men field dressing a deer in a barn. The deputies also discovered a loaded rifle in the back of the truck, matching the description of the suspect vehicle. All 3 suspects could face charges of hunting without a license, hunting after hours, and shining deer in November.
Thanks, Chase. I'm Aubrey with Local News. Local Mount Morris veteran Carl Reinbold has finally received his Purple Heart almost 50 years after being injured in combat. Carl graduated from Flint Central in 1968 and was working at General Motors when he was drafted in 1969. He went to Fort Knox, Kentucky for basic training and later sent to Vietnam in January of 1970. While on patrol near the border, a rocket-propelled grenade hit the armored personnel carrier that Reinbold was riding on top of. He lost a large section of his leg and spent 9 months learning how to walk again. For Reinbold, if it isn't the award or the ceremony, it's about the journey he went through to get here. The testimony continues in the preliminary examination of 4 people facing charges in the Flint water crisis trial. Stephen Bush, Michael Prisby, Lyanne Smith, and Patrick Cook worked for the DEQ while the city fought through the hardships of processing river water. Johnson is being criminally charged with false pretenses and conspiracy to commit a crime. both up to 20-year felonies. Bush is charged with involuntary manslaughter, misconduct in office, tampering with evidence, and 2 misdemeanor counts. Prisby is charged with 2 counts of misconduct in office, tampering with evidence in violation of the Safe Drinking Water Act. Cook is charged with willful neglect of duty, misconduct in office, and conspiracy. Smith faces charges in involuntary manslaughter, misconduct in office, and willful neglect of duty. The hearing resumes next week, and more witnesses are expected to be called to testify. We'll be right back after this message.
Welcome back. This week's movie review, sponsored by Imagine Theaters in Ridge Run, is for the movie The Grinch, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Rashida Jones, and Pharrell Williams. This 86-minute comedy film is directed by Yarrow Chaney and Scott Mosier. Chaney is known for the films Despicable Me and The Lorax, and Mosier is known for The Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. The film depicts a revamped Grinch with a new animation style and gives Cindy Lou Who a spunky personality with more screen time. The film deviates slightly from the original movies, but stands strong on its own. The plot gives Cindy Lou's character more importance and introduces us to new characters such as her friends and lovable community members. The story was easy to follow and entertaining for children and adults alike. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie and its new animation style, and highly encourage you to go see it. And that is your Friday Show movie review, sponsored by Imagine Theaters in Birch Run. For showtimes and directions, go to www.imagine.com. Next, we'll hear from David with sports.
Hi, I'm David Sackrader with sports. The Montrose Rams varsity football team kept their season alive with a regional title win over the Hamity Hawks last Saturday. Devontae Bedford led the charge for the Rams with 223 yards on 26 attempts with 4 touchdowns. The Rams hope to earn a trip to next Friday's state title game at Ford Field with a victory Saturday against Jackson Lumen Christi. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Join Eric Vandepfeiffer for the call of the game on MDM-TV.com. Moving to collegiate sports, the Michigan Wolverines captured a 42-7 win over Rutgers last Saturday. The Maize and Blue outplayed the Scarlet Knights in every sense of the term, ending the game with 453 yards of total offense to Rutgers' 252. They look to keep the 9-game win streak alive with a win over the Indiana Hoosiers in Ann Arbor tomorrow at 4. The Michigan State Spartans fell to the 10th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes last Saturday, 26-6. The Spartans hope to bounce back with a win over Nebraska tomorrow at noon. Looking to some hoops action, Michigan took a dominant 73-46 win over the defending champions, the Villanova Wildcats, on Wednesday. The Wolverines' high-intensity defense forced 21 Wildcat turnovers to secure the win. Michigan faces the George Washington University Colonials tomorrow at noon. Michigan State also pulled out a big win on Wednesday, taking an 80-59 victory over the University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. Cassius Winston ended the night with 23 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists for the Spartans. After moving to 2-1 on the season, they play the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles on Sunday at 6. And the Detroit Lions lost to the Chicago Bears last Sunday by a score of 34-22. This moves the Lions to 3-6 on the season and 1-4 in away games. They look to recover with a win over the Carolina Panthers on Sunday at 1 in Detroit. The Pistons moved to 7-6 on the season after a huge 106-104 win over the Toronto Raptors on Wednesday. The Pistons rallied from a 19-point deficit to pull out the victory after a 30-point outing from Blake Griffin. They play next Monday against the Cleveland Cavaliers in Detroit at 7. The Red Wings dropped another game last night, falling 2-1 to the Ottawa Senators. They look to bounce back against the New Jersey Devils tomorrow at 1. That will do it for this week's MDM-TV.com Friday show. For everyone involved, thank you for tuning in, and so long.